allowed 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker.
Yes! Fuck you too!
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? Good morning. Well, we save ourselves a good fucking 30 minutes of fucking Monica babbling her fat ass off. Shout out to you, Monica.
Item number 24 has been continued to this Friday. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment,
There's
members of the
triple
public
XP
may
today.
speak to any of the items
Duncan?
or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. I have a couple more announcements if I can have the interpreters make
Faith
this first
Bell?
one aloud to the room, please.
All right, everybody, let's get into this
If you require a
first one.
Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Si requiere un
I know
intérprete.
some folks don't like it that we're starting a little later than normal. Normally, you know, it's 30 minutes earlier, but I did cut out 30 minutes of fat for you. So you saved 30 minutes of your life today that you did something else with that was more productive than watching Monica babble and incessantly over her fucking fat self that gets nothing done and tells you how much they all get done.
Zonas. Gracias.
One final announcement. In order to help us run an efficient public comment period and to accommodate as many people as possible, I would ask that you please wait until you would hear your name called aloud or the name that you signed up under called aloud. The names are called at random, not necessarily in the order in which you signed up in. So once you hear your name called out aloud, please feel free to line up on your left-hand side of the council chambers. Thank you.
I'll begin by calling names. Kirsten
neighbor?
Peterson, Christopher Dorner, and Zahir Malik.
Christopher Dorner. Bro, really? We got to start off already? Who signed up as Christopher Dorner? Which one of you? I want to know who signed up as Christopher Dorner. Come on, man. Really? Who did it? Was it 3-inch Shrimp? Was it Suit Guy? One of them is Christopher Dorner. Is it this guy who's Christopher Dorner?
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. Is regarding child morale trainings. My name is Zahir Malik.
Child
and
morale
I'm with
training.
MDM Muslim Community, Los Angeles.
Thank you. We are coming here to tell
The
you I want
moral
to touch
training
your kids.
of the kid is essential to have a good progeny. God has made emphasis
Leave the kids alone.
on it.
Go
and
away.
Has taught us
Go the fuck
many
away
prayers for
with your
kids.
shit. Leave the kids alone.
Here are some of.
Fuck is wrong with you?
And keep me and my children away from the worshipping of idols.
Thank you.
Surah Ibrahim.
That's it. Keep
My
them
Lord,
away.
make me observe prayers and my children's too. Surah Ibrahim. Our Lord, grant us a spouse and the children's the delight of our eyes, and make each of us a leader of the righteous. Thank you, gentlemen. God bless you guys all.
What's up, Status? How are you?
Oh, and please feel free to
Please,
exit
get the
to
fuck out of
opposite
here.
Outside of the room.
Leave
that
the
you
kids
entered
alone. What the fuck
Good
is
morning.
wrong
Which
with
items would you
adults
like to
that
speak
can't
to?
leave kids alone? Leave the kids alone, you fucking
Yes,
disgusting
good morning. Let me
motherfuckers.
have all multiple items open for public comment as well as general
Disgusting
public
kid
comment.
touching
Okay, so you have 3
motherfucker.
minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go
Leave
ahead.
the kids alone.
So, beginning on 18, and I'll walk you through the rest, this was actually a property discussed at the Judge Carter case for removal from the RAP program. And one of the things they actually discussed about this particular account is that there was no definitions as to the stipulation for how long the unit needed to be lasting, as well as whether or not the bedding created for that particular account was actually defined in the settlement agreement program. And it's difficult
I'm sorry, you
to...
mentioned item 18. That is a REAP item, a rent escrow account program.
Yes.
Would you like to speak to any of the other items, or you're welcome to speak to this during general if you'd like?
I am speaking on 18 through 23 and item number 1. So again, on the REP program, testimony was given as to whether that account is actually a feasible account to go into escrow, and whether any of the funding in that escrow account is able to be tracked, whether there's expenditures that are tracked, whether there's not any expenditures that are tracked. And the interesting thing is, in the Judge Carter case, testimony was given that there are no expenditures tracked, either on the REIP program or any other account for any of the homelessness initiatives in the city of Los Angeles. So moving on to item number 19, we have a communication from LAHD. And again, it's another property under the settlement agreement that was not defined clearly as to whether the bedding that was used at that property was clearly defined as what constitutes a bed, who has management supervision of the bed, who has tracking of the expenditures of any of the properties, including the one on Oxnard Street. And similarly, yet again, we find another motion, item number 20, that again was testified to: lack of expenditures, lack of general accepted accounting principles.
Yeah, Speaker, item number 20 is specifically about removing a property from the rent escrow program. So I'm going to ask that you please stick to the items, or I'm going to move you to general public comment.
So we have item number 22, which is supplementing community outreach and engagement. The comments that were made under testimony were actually that no community outreach is actually done as part of these alleged funds that are obtained.
42 months?
There's nobody actually going into the community doing any sort of intake. Nobody actually doing any sort of tracking as to who's getting these alleged program services, as to how well they're doing after receiving the alleged program services, as to how much time and money was spent on each of the outreaches. And so how could you possibly then track any sort of success, any sort of positive outcomes for the individuals allegedly that are being claimed to be helped? Well, Judge Carter has a very clear stance on that, and so do all the testimony from all your deputies. They all say it's fraud. They all say it's non-existent. They all say it literally, we knew it's fraud, and we continue to perpetuate it anyway at the behest of the city attorney's office. And now, with that, it makes a great transition to the general public comment aspect of all this, right? Which is, who is at the helm of making all of these contracts and knows where the money's going and all the fraud occurring? Who is the general counsel for the city? Well, gee golly, by and large, it's the city attorney's office. So who do you think knows from day one that all this criminal racketeering of fraud is going on? From all the real estate deals happening over a 55-year span with interest not being clearly defined as to whether it's fair market or whether it's a proprietary equation you pull out of your ass and what the hell it means and who gets that money. Nobody has defined it. It was testified to as such by Szabo, by the chief mayor, deputy by the mayor that was hired to oversee the homelessness initiatives. And the $2 billion is a drop in the bucket over the long 55-year term span where it's trillions of dollars, where it's guaranteed profit going. And when the city can't pay that in cash settlements, they have to pay in kind via assets that they turn over to private entities. In this case, it's developers, to which Heidi comes from the banking sector and had affiliations with the Enron corporations to commit fraud.
Yep, that's where we're at.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Muhammad Suleiman, Christina Cardenas, and Bob Minton.
Muhammad Suleiman. Ah, that deported cockroach. We're going to get a live Zoom shot from fucking Palestine or wherever the fuck they sent that moron.
Can we make sure the handheld mic is on?
Yeah, is that better?
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning, Mr. City Attorney. I would like to speak to, I forget the numbers, but I can tell you what, I think you'll recognize them when
sorry, Cass. Hopefully all went well for you.
Okay, so
I'm bad with
before you
numbers.
begin, the items that are open for public comment are item number 1, that's a LAWA eminent domain item. Items 18 through 21, which are REAP items. Item 22 and item 23.
That's the ones about taking people's houses, right? Like everything you just said was like, I don't know, I didn't really understand what you were saying. I want to talk about the eminent domain and the transferring of property and the veto power. That's okay?
Okay, so that's 2 items. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes for the items and I assume
no,
1 minute for general.
That's 3 items. No, it's 3. I want all items.
Okay, you 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Don't be taking my minute, Mr. Attorney. Good morning, Mr. Nazarian. Mr. McCoskey. I know, it's like, I make sure he's awake. All right, so all right, let's get started. I want to first talk about, the taking of people's property. What's it called? Eminent domain. Yes. I'm not a big fan of that, and I can't wait to do like the replay on Smoke and Scan because I really want to hear what he feels because I like his opinions. I like to hear his opinions on things. Well, Damon's opinions on things.
I don't
and because my opinion is that when people say they buy a house, like say if I grew up in a house, right, and I've been living all my life in this house, and say my parents worked hard to get it, and then I have it, and I think it's just horrible that you guys can just come and take it from me, I mean, like, because you need whatever. And I'm not saying, I understand sometimes that you have to do things, and you need land and everything, but you would think with all your city planning that you would have planned a long time ago what you would have needed or try to work it out. And then I worry on the flip side when you're going to take people's land, that, like, are you just doing it as a grab and not being really considerate of who's living there? And I understand, I know Mr. Price's wife helps with those kinds of transitions and everything, but...
So you've exhausted your 1 minute on item number 1.
But isn't there 2 of them? I think there's 2 of them.
Look, just walked in. No mask either.
Okay.
Doesn't he know he's going to get sick without a mask?
That you're taking off escrow. What's going to happen with them? Can we pass them out? Can we give them to people? Can I have one? I would love to have a yard, let my dogs run around. I think that'd be great. And so I would love that. And also the other one let's go with the veto one. To me, it almost sounds like there's trouble in paradise. Because if you're here to vote on whether or not you can override the mayor's veto, my first inkling is to think that, wow, you must not have confidence in the mayor at this point, and that's interesting, and that's okay. I mean, I think maybe a lot of people don't have confidence in the mayor these days, so I'm not judging for that, but I just find it and I think I guess I'm kind of conflicted. Yes, I don't think that she should have the last say, and I agree. Actually, if you can get 10 of you to override her, as long as you're making the right decision for the people and not your own self-interest, then I think that's a good thing. I forget what other comments, or can I just see if everyone's awake? Does that matter? Because their names are on the...
So you're welcome to speak to that during general.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Happy hump day.
I don't think Bob's awake, but I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to move you to general public comment. Go ahead, you have 1 minute.
That's fine.
Tell him on it.
All right, so good morning again. Hopefully you're all awake and listening. We'll see. But I have a permit for a peaceful protest. We're protesting against the abuses of family separation and ADA abuses on L. Ron Hubbard Way. I think you've heard me talk a time or two, once in a while, about these abuses and about the abuses of Scientology. I am, of course, being fair gamed. Of course, they are coming after me in different ways, which I'm not surprised, but I believe it so much in standing up for the victims that have not had a voice, or they're still struggling to find their voice, and I'm willing to take those slings and arrows or whatever for the victims. But I just want to let you know, I am not suicidal. I am not, so if anything happens to me, okay, I'm telling you, I'm being threatened, okay? And, but Jennifer Kroskoff, who is a Scientologist, is helping us out, so I'm thankful to her. Thank you, and shout out to Smoking.
Oh, there we go, there's 2. 2 quick ones in there. Shout out to Audit LA. 3-inch shrimp, everybody.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Let's start with item number 18, Kung Pao chicken.
Kung Pao chicken? Kung Pao chicken. I like Kung Pao chicken. I just don't want the little peppers in there. They're pretty damn hot. But I like it. Because the peppers add a little kick to it. As long as you don't eat them directly. Then it gets very hot. Dude, I'd be in behind them. Just like Spindler. I'll be jazz handing it right now. I'm gonna go there with a shirt with a picture of him on it.
Item number 19, shrimp egg roll. 今天的你装扮格外美丽，这美也曾拥在怀里。可惜这是你和他的婚礼，而我只是嘉宾。我放下所有回忆，来成全你的爱情，却始终不愿相信这是命。
Thank you, Fabby.
说好的永远
Groat
变成了曾经，我试着衷心祝福你，请原谅我不体面没出息，选择时配下线离席。又不是偶像剧，怎么我演得那么入戏？这不堪入目的剧情。
Voice of an angel.
Item number 20, no more soy sauce. 感谢你特别邀请，观赏你要的爱情。嘉宾也许是另一种宿命。离开你的自己，事到如今还有什么资格关心？毕竟终成眷属的人是你，而我只是嘉宾。我流尽所有回忆来庆祝你的婚礼，却始终没有勇气祝福你。感谢你送给我最后清醒，把自己还给我自己，至少我还能够成为那个见证你们爱情的嘉宾。
Dang, no more soy sauce is my favorite.
I'm here to talk about our damaging budget crisis. And I heard that the agenda on the item is that the mayor was trying to veto, and then somehow the council, trying to fight with the mayor trying to fight with the council. Nobody can figure out, how to deal with the budget. Well, let me tell you who knows how to deal with the budget, especially for all the smoking scan listeners, that Council Member Spindler is the expert dealing with the budget. He will make sure that the city does not waste billions of money to go to homeless, while your homeless population continue to go up. Our council member Spindler will make sure every single LAPD officer like Sergeant Duarte, they will have enough overtime to take down the gang, to take down the rapists, to take down the shooter, to take down all of those illegal activity in the city. Thank you very much, council member Spindler.
Speaker, your time has expired. And as we always say, if you would like a foreign language interpreter, all you need to do is let the clerk's office know 48 hours in advance, and we will do our best to accommodate that.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Stacy Segarra Bollinger, Thomas Dion Bailey, and Adam Siegler.
Okay, and the under-over is 2.
Which items would you like
under-over
to
is 2.
Comment?
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, Honorable City Council and Community of Los Angeles. My name is Cristina Cardenas, and I am a project coordinator for LA General Medical Center Foundation, joined today by Breathe Free LA Coalition that stand in solidarity with community members to share ongoing efforts related to secondhand smoke exposure in multi-unit housing and its impact on breathing environments. 1 out of every 3 non-smokers who live in rental housing are exposed to secondhand smoke. We know that certain populations, including seniors, children, persons with disabilities,
3 inches awesome.
and those
Shout
that
out
are
to
lower
3 inches.
economic status are overrepresented in rental housing and are exposed to harmful secondhand smoke. In 2023, members of Breathe Free LA Coalition provided public comment to City Council highlighting community concerns around tobacco, vape, and marijuana exposure in multi-unit housing.
Vaping?
Since then, we have remained engaged with communities and local leaders across all 15 council districts through district events. And I have packets for the city clerk.
Next speaker. And actually, as we're waiting for the next speaker to come up, I understand the time can go quickly, and if for some reason we run out of time and we're unable to call your name today, you're always welcome to come back at a future meeting. But if you'd like to leave a written public comment, you're more than welcome to do so at lacouncilcomment.com. You can find that URL by doing a quick Google search. It should be the first thing that comes up. The URL is also available at the top of every council agenda.
At URL, is that what it is?
Good morning.
Just at
You have 3 minutes
URL?
for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. Mohammed Suleiman. I am out on bond from Colorado Springs. So, we'd like to talk about for the part is the veto message from your mayor, piece of shit mayor, Section 315 of the law, dealing with the budget. The budget is filled with fraud. And I know when I was talked to the FBI the other week, they told us that the mayor is under federal investigation. Let's give FBI a hand. Very good, thank you. And I appreciate the fact that our mayor is going to hold special meeting regarding the budget and regarding security. Also, the other thing that we like to mention in the budget, and motion by Ulises Hernandez, is to have more snacks available so you can have more eating pleasures. It will increase attendance to the meetings. Now we have eminent domain. I know that very well from my country. I come from Egypt. I know very much about the eminent domain. They come by, the secret police, they go, hara, haraba, harabara, and I say, harabara, hara. And then what you do is they cut off your right hand, and then they offer you money for your property, and they buy your goats.
Here's $3.
And that's what they do. They take your entire herd, and they take your house, and they deport you. And then I come to United States of America with visitor visa, and I apply for a political asylum as a refugee. This is what item 1 is. It is what this is. All the authorization regarding the termination of the right to property, the right to free speech, and the right to civil rights. You see Marchese, he don't even pay attention. I can do anything. I can go, fuck. Now I go to...
So stick to the agenda items, or I'm going to move you to general public comment.
Yes, I did try to do this, that's all. Now, we now go, I apologize, my English little minute. Number 22, for the funds to steal for gang prevention, first of all, you have to go give a shout out to the gang. This is what we do, so... This is what we're going to do. This is Ulises. She taught me this before. This is what we do. See that? This is what we do. We support the gang initiative because we want to take the people off.
Democrats love gang members.
To sell the goddamn methamphetamine. This is how we do it. This is how we do. Number 22. We take and sell the drugs through the nonprofit.
You're being repetitive at this point. You've been warned already, so I'll move you to general public comment.
This is what we do.
Go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Number 22. So now, this is what's left of my sprinkler in my backyard, everybody. It exploded on Tuesday night. The work of City Hall. Let's give City Hall a hand. See, what happened, Marchese, is they go in your backyard and they cut a tiny incision into your sprinkler system over here. And then it leak a little bit, and you open the box, and it blow up and take your whole fucking side of your eye completely out. This is what City Hall do. Now, how does City Hall do it? This is what we do. We will kill you if you don't support our nonprofits. The FBI is blind. They don't give a shit. They won't call the witnesses. I wish I had more time, but I want to tell you that we have the perpetrator on camera.
Speaker, your time has expired. And as we're waiting for the next speaker to come up, Mr. Spindler, you are now disrupting this meeting. I am trying to address the audience and make an announcement. Do not disrupt this meeting again, or you'll be subject to Rule 7, Rule 12, and eligible for removal. You have been given your time. We do not need to hear from you anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your patience. Obviously, the views...
a face
the
only
views
mom
stated
can
by
love.
any speaker do not necessarily reflect, and particularly the last speaker, do
Bro's
not reflect
like
the
40
views
and
of the
doesn't
city
have one
council.
hair coming out of his face.
Obviously, some of the things that you may hear, especially the last speaker, are offensive. The fastest way to get through it is to just
Bro was going to be a
let
baby
it play
face at
out.
80.
We do apologize. It is more embarrassing for him than it is for anyone else. Good morning, Speaker. I know it's a difficult act to follow. Which items would you like to speak to?
You ain't following
I just have
that
a general
act.
statement.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good morning, Council President Harris, Dawson, and members of the council. My name is Thomas Dion Bailey, and I am a renter in Council District 10. I am also a member of Black Women for Wellness. I'm writing today
Black
to express
Women
my
for
strong
Wellness?
support for updating the rent
You trying to get some
stabilization
tail,
ordinance
dog.
with a more balanced and fair formula that protects renters
hit that.
by ensuring small landlords can continue to maintain their properties and relationships with tenants. As a renter in Los Angeles, I value stability and the ability to plan for my future without fear of being priced out of my home. Like many others, I'm not asking for a rent to be frozen. We understand that costs rise, but the current formula allows for rent increases that too often outpace inflation, making it difficult for working people to keep up, especially in a city already grappling with a housing affordability crisis. Thank you.
Come on, bro. You know you in that group just to go get you
Before the
some
next
tail.
speaker,
You
I'd like to
meeting the
call a few
ladies
more
in there.
names.
Don't lie. Don't even
Henry
lie. bro.
Marini, Jason Jenkins, and Abdul Marsafleet bin Saud.
Jason Jenkins. Is this Jason Jenkins right here? How awesome would it
Good
be
morning.
if this
Which
was really
items would you
Jason
like to speak
Jenkins
to?
in a suit and everything?
Good morning. Item number 1, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Council President, honorable council members, and Mr. City Attorney. My name is Adam Siegler. I'm an attorney at Greenberg Traurig, and I represent the owners of the property at 9600 Sepulveda, which is the subject matter of the resolution for necessity.
The attorney for the property owner?
We have timely submitted a letter dated May 29, 2025, stating our objections. I would ask respectfully that that be included in the record and incorporated in my remarks here today. Briefly stated, we believe that the decision to acquire our client's property was taken without any meaningful consideration of other alternatives which might have solved the traffic problem. We believe that violates the appropriate procedures under the resolution of necessity statute. I don't propose to re-argue all those points that are set forth in my letter. I just wanted to bring those matters to the council's attention. Appreciate the careful review by the city attorney's staff and by the council with regard to this matter. I would also like to take a brief moment to acknowledge the city attorney's office.
So right now we're in public comment, so your time for item number 1 has expired. However, if you're representing one of the interested parties, there will still be a separate hearing for item number 1. And so I'd ask that you stick around just in case you would like to be a part of that as well. So this is the public comment period where we have to treat everybody equally. Again, if you're here representing an interested party, then please stick around.
Thank you so much, Mr. City Attorney.
Next speaker.
Yeah, he might have Parkinson's. Poor guy. Sucks. Yeah, I saw a video of Michael J. Fox. He's pretty bad off too, man. Thankfully, he's enjoying his life and going to Knick games and stuff, but he's pretty bad off.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
You know.
All items
Robot
and
Lady.
general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Item 1 in this entire so-called agenda is a perfect example of the gross incompetence, corruption, and stupidity of sleazy Marquise Dawson and this overpaid sleazy council. The singular item for comment on LAX environmental impact report in a city of over 4 million people is all that the short little man Dawson could think to place on this agenda.
Yeah,
incompetent and corrupt. Stupid, stupid, stupid. In my opinion, this impact report should be significantly funded to include wording investigating the impact on the raging homeless epidemic around LAX and the rest of the city caused by the incompetence and corruption of Sleazy Dawson out on bail and on trial, Kern Price and Heather the Hut. In my opinion, this impact report should include an investigation of the impact on the communities around LAX due to incompetent Dawson and Nithya Raman's total and complete incompetence in action that led to the $256 billion in file damage in Los Angeles. Item 22, for $550,000 for social services should be doubled and wording added to not only address gang intervention, but also to address and investigate the sleazy council system of organized crime and corrupt pocketing of homeless funds by Marquise Dawson, indicted Kern Price, and Heather the Hut. The funds
Heather
in
the
this
Hut.
motion should be taken from the $1 billion LAPD budget increase of these clown buffoons voted for last year, creating the current $1 billion budget deficit emergency where thousands of LA employees will lose their jobs and social services cut.
What's up, TJ?
Number 23 is concerning the incompetent and hardy heart while the city burned to the ground, Mayor Bass's veto message. In my opinion, this veto message item should include wording that would veto all of today's and future votes of this incompetent, homeless, generating, overpaid, incompetent, sleazy council until there is a full investigation and indictments on why incompetent and corrupt Dawson and these idiots let the city burn to the ground via no fire equipment and why they are profiting from the billions of dollars in homeless funding. This item should include a veto of all sleazy council items until LAPD budget is cut by the $1 billion budget increase given to them by these clowns sitting here. General public comment. A couple weeks ago, Tim McCosker made a whining speech about Trump's tariffs harming the people of LA, but on 8/23/2023, McCosker voted to give the LAPD $1 billion budget increase, causing the current $1 billion budget deficit where thousands of city employees will lose jobs and services cut to the public. So when it comes to McCosker talking about harming the people, we the people demand that you sit there and shut your mouth. Tim McCosker, you are being a hypocrite.
You fucking bucket-headed
Currently
jack-o'-lantern
under
looking
investigation, Karen Bass is deputy mayor for public safety under FBI investigation for making bomb threats. LA Fire Department officials recently ousted for $800,000 in credit card fraud. The head of the Homeless Authority ousted for giving million-dollar contracts to her husband's company and paying $800,000 hush money to whistleblowers. Judge Carter removing all homeless funds from the city control due to hundreds of millions unaccounted for. Okay.
I love her. Robot lady. Robot dog lady.
Next speaker.
She doesn't talk about the robot dogs no more because they're already here now.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
She was warning us.
Yes, just a general comment, and then I'd also like to pick on item number 8.
She was ahead of her time.
Item number what?
Item 8 and a general comment.
So item number 8 is not open for public comment.
She's the
but
one
you can
letting
speak
us
to it
know
during
before
general.
anything
So you have
happens.
1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
She's in the.
Thank you.
She's in the now.
So
She's
as
in
I
the
was
know.
reading last night before I went to bed at midnight through these notes, I noticed that number 8, which I'm not allowed to speak on, but I noticed that we spend a lot of money, and I say a lot of money because at the end of the day, anything over $500,000 is a lot of money to today's public eye.
One of her helpers.
But yes,
made a bomb threat.
I see we're spending a dollar amount in one category for 4 businesses when the federal government is coming after you guys for spending. Maybe we should spend a little bit more time rewriting some of these
There he is. Look at him.
items
Look at him. Look at him running.
and making it
like
more
a giant toddler.
adjustable for the accountants, whether it be getting
Forehead way
free
over his body.
acts and free programs to substitute for the $150,000
Walking like that,
you're
instead of like
adding
this.
on to the homeless committee programs.
Look at him. Here he
Thank
comes
you.
in, angry, stomping.
Next speaker.
Like a giant toddler. Where's his mask at?
Good morning. Which
I'm
items would you like to
disappointed
speak
in
to?
you, Andrew.
Just general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Respected Mayor, council members and audience, Assalamu alaikum. Peace of God be with you all. Undoubtedly, the bright future of a nation is based on the moral training and education of the kids. Let me share 2 sayings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He said that the best gift the parents can give to the kids is education. Number 2, he said that if God gives 1 daughter or 2 daughters or 3 daughters to anyone, and he fulfills their rights and educates them, he will enter the paradise. Thank you.
Thank you for your fairy tales. I appreciate all your fairy tales. It is very comforting and warming in my heart. Please, sir, leave kids alone. and let Rob Kwan come up and talk. I have not heard from Rob Kwan or Andrew
All right, that
Gravener.
concludes public comment for this morning's meeting.
Come on, man.
If there's just one more speaker,
See, not even 35
because it's
minutes.
Mr. Kwan, we will warmly welcome you to the podium.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Welcome. I'd like to speak
Andrew
on
Gravener's
all
pissed.
items in general.
Giant toddler right now.
3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
We've got a bunch of REAP items, and I did think it was weird that, we had an announcement yesterday that we were going to have an hour comment, a bunch of people here to speak about REAP from LA Can, and they weren't able to speak. We cut off the comment 20-something minutes early. Apparently, if you're not with Coco, it's a no-go. For the budget item, we are spending $1 million in our Charter Reform Commission. I am so grateful for that, but I don't think we should waste this process. All of you should have received a letter yesterday, a coalition letter about the application process and the need to open that up officially. I did see that yesterday there was a change to the website. It now says apply today, but there's been no announcement and there is no deadline. I've done enough political organizing to know that you got to have a deadline. Y'all as campaigners make up deadlines. It is the third Friday of the month fundraising deadline. So please, I hope you all do some outreach and ensure we get a diverse pool. John, you're laughing. Do you know that out of the 7 commissioners right now, there's no Asians? We got no Armenians, Adrien. We got nobody from the West Valley, but I'm sure Bob's going to take care of that. For this council, in the budget process, we had a big conversation about youth representation. And Councilmember Padilla, Soto Martinez, Hutt, Hernandez have all been really outspoken on the need for youth representation. Out of our 7 commissioners on the Charter Reform Commission right now, we got no one under the age of 40. And pretty much all of them, I haven't done the math for all of them, but most of them, almost all of them are over 50. So if we're going to get a diverse pool, we got to get those applications in. I do also want to just end with my general comment on this whole letters of resignation thing. Mayor Bass is circumventing the ordinance y'all passed and got a noose around the necks of all of these commissioners. I really would rather focus on other things, like charter reform or bullying Hugo and Unisys. But instead, I got to go back to Bass. So I beg the council president to circle back with his boss and ask her to rip up those letters and commit that she's not going to use them. Otherwise, I'm going to have to keep on harping on that. And I don't think it's going to look good. Most people, when they hear about that practice, generally speaking, don't like it. But when we got a law on the books designed to prevent it, that's really icky. So please, don't make me be mean. I'd rather just be a nerd. And Grote, I did want to just shout out, this is the 25-year anniversary of the Lakers winning Game 7 against the Blazers. So.
All right, that concludes public
He signed up as Elvin
time.
Campbell.
Mr. Clerk, what's
Pretty
before
awesome.
us?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 18 through 22.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Is pissed.
14 ayes.
All right.
The council may now proceed to the public hearing for agenda item 1.
All right, this item concerns the City Council's adoption of resolutions of necessity to authorize commencement of eminent domain proceedings to acquire portions of the properties identified in the draft ordinance. We will proceed as follows. First, we will hear an oral presentation from Mark Adams, Director of Government Affairs at LA World Airports.
I'm not trying to hear
Second, we will, the council may address Mr. Adams. Third, following questions from the council, each of the affected property owners or representatives on their behalf may address the council. Any member of the council may ask those property owners follow-up questions. After final questions from the council, I will close the hearing and ask the council to determine if it wishes to adopt the proposed ordinance approving the resolutions of necessity. So we'll now open the hearing and hear from Mr. Adams of LAWA.
Okay, so now it's separate.
Thank
a
you. And
separate
good morning,
meeting
council
now.
members. As the president said, my name is Mark Adams.
All right, we're going to pull the cord here because we're not getting any public comments. They've commented up for the day. Hey guys, hey guys, we gave you 32 minutes. Should be happy we gave you 32 minutes. Jesus. And of the 32 during the public comment, we did talk during 4 of it, telling us all the same spiel over and over, and this, that, and the other. Yeah. Matrix messing up. Uh-oh, my internet fucking getting stupid. I wasn't paying attention. I mean, it looks okay now on my side, but it may have. You know, it's Spectrum. So you know what that means, right? For, 10 months out of the year, we're going to work just fine. But for 2 months, broken up a week here, a day there, throughout the year, 2 months worth of time, you're not going to have any internet. It'll be all fucked up if it is. Yeah. So. And of course, they tend to start doing all the work now. Like they do the day work during the day to actually fix the lines. And then they do updates at night, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, things like that. They're always fucking doing stupid updates and shit. I mean, sometimes they actually inform you. At least say, hey, we're going to fuck shit up here. So get ready. But a lot of times it just happens. Yeah, Spectrum. But like I said, in all fairness to Spectrum, give me one other ISP that's just foolproof, that's just perfect, that never anything happens, it never drops. I don't think that exists. I don't. And I can tell you that there's only 3 people that offer internet here. I had this conversation before. Only 3. Not including Starlink that just pretty much came out, but 3. And of the 3, Spectrum is 1. So there's only 2 others I could go with. The other 2 want more money for slower speeds. So why would I do that? Because and I know most of the time you watch the show, 99% of the time, there's no issue. So nothing's foolproof. And that's the problem. Damon, out of all the council members, which ones do you think have interns watch your show? I don't think any of these people watch the show, Cosmo. I think maybe they've heard, 1 or 2 the helpers have maybe heard the, word smoke and scan enough to where they might have Googled it. Just searched it out and see what the fuck these people are talking about, kind of thing. What do they keep mentioning that? So, yeah. And I think what it is I don't think anybody gave a fuck when it first started, but now it's to the point where you have different people. I mean, Rob Kwan, he's giving us shout-outs, right? Mr. Herman's giving us shout-outs. 3 Inch Shrimp, Audit LA. Who else in there? I know we're missing a few other people. I know I'm missing a few. I mean, there's been quite a few that have actually, I'm talking about people that just go in there, not the callers, not like Jason and Brock and Shelly, Babes, and all that. And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about actual people that come down here that don't really know anything about Smoke and Scan. You know what I mean? Oh, Stacy, what am I fucking thinking about? Duh. There's 5 with Stacy. Yeah, I couldn't believe I was totally spaced on Stacy. Sorry, Stacy. Be great friends. I don't know. But I don't think they do. I've never seen them sit together in there. Right? So and I'd say those are 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, but yet they both mention Smoke and Scan. So, yeah. So, that's all I'm saying. Grammy Award winner, 19-time Grammy. She didn't have just 1. Oh no, Chrome. I know the deal with Spectrum. They're charging you for their fucking modem like $11, $12 a month. You might as well, and the router and all that. I mean, you might as well go get your own, and I did. Got a $500 fucking, forget, what's the one? Not Netgear. I'm trying to remember which one it is. One with all the spider. It has all the different antennas on it. It was really nice. It's an expensive one. It worked really well. Wait, what does that say? Hold on a second. Sergeant Duarte, please put his shirt on. I need to read every bit of it. Please, on it. Please. Something about Sergeant Duarte and his 24-inch. Bro. So yeah, that's what you got to do, because not only that, but they're giving you routers that are just, refurbished. One will break, they'll take yours, they'll give you a new refurbished one, right? And hold on. I want to see if I'm gonna pause it if she gets a screenshot of it, so I can read it really quickly. Where is it? Come on, get in the frame, 3-inch. I want to see that shirt. So yeah, I mean, you're just better off buying your own, because not only is it not refurbished, but it's gonna be a better router that can handle faster speed, right? So, and I noticed anytime you use their routers, every year or so, year and a half, you'll always have a problem, and then they'll always have to send you a new one in the mail, right? Then you'll have to update that router. It's always just a fucking pain. Yeah, it might be a Netgear. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but it was no joke. It was about $500, $475 or something like that. It wasn't cheap. Router modem combo. Rewind and stop on his shirt. Oh. Damn it. See, it's like right there. Hold on, let's see. Come on, where are you? 3-inch. 3-inch shrimps. The cops love her. Them cops are getting paid good money to just chill, bro. Like, it's just such an easy job in there. Oh, dang it. Sergeant Duarte ate all my pussy, but I sucked all his dicks from his ass. Thank you so much, Sergeant Duarte, for fucking my tiny pussy with your 24 inches. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What are you doing, bro? I don't even know what to say. He wears that in public. There's a couple hundred people watching at least. I'll tell you what, there's at least 5,000 people. From the time we watch it live to the time I put it up, and by the next day, there's usually 5,000 people that watch this show with us. These LA City Council meetings. Funny enough as that is. Bro. See, maybe these are things that maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Uh-oh, is she done? I think she's done. Maybe I should have just left it on these old coots and not read what his shirt had to say. Boy, oh boy. All right, well, we got something in. I'll hit one more ball with you, and then I'm going to be out skis. Outskis. Outskis. Damn, that's a beautiful shot from the 450 repeater cam. Look at this. Hold on. I'm below the cloud deck there somewhere. Did you say socked in? Bro, talk about a bed of clouds. I don't think there's going to be too many helicopters. That cloud deck's pretty low. Pretty thick. Notice you don't see any breaks in it. It's just a bed of cloud. Live shot of the San Fernando Valley here. 450 repeater cam. 450 live. June gloom. The June gloom ain't burnt off yet. I don't know, man. It didn't burn off at y'all yesterday, and then it rained. You know, it rained pretty decent yesterday, just to be honest. For about 30, 40 minutes. It was coming down. Like, it was hard rain. It wasn't just light rain. It was hard. It was hard. Here's the link to this camera, guys. I think you should click like and subscribe on that account right there. And that way you can get the live shot when Chris has the camera up, which is most of the time. It's 3,700 feet above sea level. San Fernando Valley shot. And normally you can see the freeway. It's clear. You can see everything for miles. You can see the runway at Burbank from this shot. But clouds have socked it in. The June gloom has taken over. I've ever seen what go up? I don't understand the question. No live chases, Cowboy. I mean, if there's a chase, let me tell you something. We're going to stop the city council meeting. I'll pause it, and we'll go right to the chase. We don't watch anything above the chase. Nothing. Even a protest. Protest will still be there. But the chases, that's lightning in a bottle, man. You got to catch it when you can. It's not wildfire smoke. There's no wildfires over here. Ain't no wildfire. What up, Ed? What's up, Wes? Thank you, Ray B. Yeah, shout out to Katie. Katie was the one that decided to make that. I didn't make it. I don't have enough time to do all that. I don't have the brains to figure it all out. Yeah. Yep. Chemtrails? Yeah, no. The chemtrails would be way up there. That's come on. Jets are not flying at fucking 3,700 feet and land chemtrail. They're up higher than that. They're at like 10,000 feet laying that shit. So it disperses evenly throughout the atmosphere. That's why I'm saying that cloud deck is rather low. I would assume that the helicopters probably aren't flying in here because it's socked in. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe it's, it's still high enough, because maybe it's only 2,000 feet and they're not going that high, right? They're only going 500 to 1,000 feet, so they could stay in that pocket underneath the clouds. So who knows? Somebody's hotboxing shit, yeah. Fucking be real. Be real's having a party. Stanked out the whole San Fernando Valley. Am I going live tonight? No. Rick, I am not. We will be live, well, unless there's a chase, of course. But otherwise, you won't see me live till Friday. Friday. 2 shows, though. 2 shows on Friday. Hostage situation in Burbank. Shit, yeah, you enjoy that. Yeah, hostages, man, that whole situation, that kind of stuff, barricaded suspects. I very rarely kind of watch it just because they could be there for fucking a day. You know what I mean? So then you end up fucking wasting 8 hours of your day watching the SWAT team outside, not doing too much, just held up out front kind of thing, you know. So there is that. I learned it from that. We had a truck chase. Somebody stole a semi. And they were chasing the semi for a good 3 hours, you know, because they kept trying to spike, strip it, whatever. Finally disabled the truck on the freeway. He wouldn't get out. And I said to myself, all right, well, we're going to sit here. I'm sitting here until he gets out. Well, that was 5 hours after that I had said that. We were still sitting there. My ass was hurting. We're now 8 hours into this chase with the standoff. And ain't nothing changed in that 5 hours. Like nothing. I mean, other than that the sun went down and they put more spotlights on the truck. But no, other than that, nothing changed. It was a straight standoff, Billy. That's it. Mexican standoff. Didn't know what to do. So I said, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I can't. This is an 8-hour stream. I'm gone. I'm sorry. I'm gone. And I pulled the ripcord. Some people were angry, whatever. Next thing you know, when I wake up the next day and I find out like he had been in there another 6 hours till they finally had just raided the truck and went in. So I said to myself, man, oh man, 14 hours of wasted time for just the ending that you really wanted to see, just that ending. So when it comes to the standoffs, I'm kind of like, not to mention, you know, the news, right? The news will show it to you. Hey, it's 1 o'clock. It's the biggest story, you know, standoff or, you know, hold up in Burbank. And they'll show it to you, helicopter shot. Oh, it's at the Del Taco right here. That's happening right here on the corner of so-and-so. And you can see, you know, the SWAT and all that stuff. And then they'll go because they'll sit there, but they're not going to show you a live feed because the police will tell them. You can literally hear it on the fucking radio. They'll say, hey, tell the news to cut that live feed. Because they know the person could be watching the live feed. Then their tactics are now, you know, null and void. So that's why I always tell you when we watch it in Bakersfield, it's kind of crazy how, like, you know, Cali Field and Dad's Gone Live and all of them, Bravo, how they all get so close, you know, to the action. You know, it's wild to me that Bakersfield PD doesn't, like, hold them back further. So, yeah. Yep. That's how that works. Nothing to watch, Shane. What do you want me to do? Fly my helicopter over there that I don't have? Got no chopper, man. That's what I'm going to do. Sooner or later, I'm going to enforce the memberships. And then we're going to take the membership money and buy a helicopter. And then just be up all the time, beating the news to every chase. Bro, could you imagine if you did that and like it changed news? And people actually really went to Smoking Skin just for every chase. Because, like, we didn't miss any chases, really. We really just stayed in that certain area, wasting gas and then going down and then come back up. Be crazy. Yeah, I know. So, yeah. So go join in whatever ICMEL is. Go enjoy it on his channel. All right, everybody.
Smoke.
You got your helicopter. You're flying over there. You're going to the standoff. I don't see any of these news channels. Nobody's over it. So I don't know what you want me to show you. I don't see one news channel over the top of that so-called standoff. I don't know what to say. Maybe you got some streamer on the ground. Some TikToker or something. I don't know. I'm looking at 11. They're showing some apartments, some Fame to the Table hosted by Matthew Hoffman. Some food critic. Stinks is on strike. Yeah, he ain't paid him enough. He's a holding out. It's like a professional athlete. You ain't paid him enough, so you can't hold out on him. I mean, you're holding out on him, and he don't like it. Don't be holding him out. You're holding out. You're holding out. Let's see here. These cameras are pretty decent. Not these. This is the one. Oh, they took off the one that we were looking at before. I like that one. That was the clearest one, too. What's up, Paul? How are you? Dang it, I like that camera. They got rid of it. That sucks. Oh, that's beautiful. Talk about a place I'd rather fucking be. Right there. Lake Gregory. Love to be out there just enjoying the day. Joint, some fishing. Trying to hide from the game warden. Hopefully he don't come from downwind. He finna smell it. I can smell him. He's up here somewhere. I can smell it. Beautiful day on the lake. I just can't believe there's motherfuckers that have this shit in their backyard. It's not Niagara. It's nice and clean and quiet. This is nature. Eagles, yes. McFishes, yes. Fishing rods, yes. Quiet times, yes. You live in a place like that, Shane? You lucky duck. I wish I had fucking... I mean, not to say I couldn't have this in 2 hours from my house. Hour and a half, 2 hours-ish. Still pretty dope. I see some boats there. There's one in the middle. There's a guy in a kayak. I mean, maybe no, like, real fast motor boats and stuff like that. No jet skis, which is good. It doesn't scare the fish, right? Nice and calm and quiet. You got to remember, it's Wednesday, too, guys. People go to work. Not too many ballers out there in California can just afford to not go to work. Just be out on a Wednesday. Unless it's the people that want to go fishing and enjoy a nice, quiet day on the lake where there's not a whole lot of people, because now it's warming up. It's getting nice, as you can see. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday must be stupid here. Too many people, too many boats, all that shit. Scaring the fish. Constant wakes of your fucking boats fucking rocking thanks to these dickheads, going too fast in the water. What's up, Pete? Yeah, Shane, I mean, everybody gets fires. We get fires here all the time. It's drying up. It's going to be about that time. You know, it's the combination of the wind. Really, you know, it's not really the heat so much. It's just drying up everything that can burn. And as you can see, look how overgrown it is. Everything's tall, a lot of brown brush amongst the green. So, I don't know. I think it's just beautiful, though, man. It's just nature. It's nice. It's calming like a motherfucker. You sit up on that riverbank right there, enjoy a joint. Shit. Just watching fucking eagles fly and fucking, it's great. Watching the fish jump. I'm telling you, man, life. Just life happening all around you. When you're stuck in the hustle and bustle like we are here in the concrete jungle known as Southern California, we don't get to have that as much. So, that's all. That's all. I'd rather be on a boat watching people, but I mean, you know, shore fishing's fun too. I did that the majority of my life. You know, my dad would take us and we'd go down there to the bank, like the dam or whatever at Castaic Lake, and we'd fish there. You know, you catch stuff sometimes. It wasn't the greatest, you know, but sometimes, you know, like I said, it was just about going out. I had a friend of mine, Brandon, him and I, we would go out on the boat. We'd rent a boat, just go out, enjoy the day. I don't know what that is, Adam. Tampa Frankenstein bridge fishing? I do watch some of these guys that fish out here in like aqueducts and shit. They do pretty decent. So, yeah. I've never been fly fishing, Art. I'd like to try it. That's one type of fishing I've never tried. Must be cool just standing there in the river and watching all the fish go by. Just fun. You know, it's not like a lazy action. You know, you're constantly, there's some movement constantly where, not where you're just throwing it in, your bait's down in there, and stick a pole in the ground and you just wait for a bite. You know. So yeah. That's why I kind of like fishing on ocean fishing. I like, you know, salt water better than fresh water, only because I've never gone out ever on a boat and never caught anything on the ocean. Never. I've always caught a fish or two. Always, if not 5. It's just, you know, they're taking you where the fish are, doing that, they're chumming, so all the fish are coming up. I mean, it's hard to not catch anything. It really is. It's hard to not catch fish. I've been out to a few lakes and not caught a fucking thing. Didn't know if it was the current or a bite. But I enjoyed the day. I mean, you know, it's not really that deep, though, Jen. You know, I'm not talking like Mexico or anything. Just like the backside of Catalina is probably the furthest is what I'm talking about. Which are, you know, there's big fish down there, don't get me wrong. But it's not like super, super big. But you're catching, you know, mahi-mahi or dorado, you know, yellowtail and all that, tuna. Yeah, Olivia, you're just like in touch with nature at that point. It's kind of nice, you know. I enjoy this. You know, I don't get to see it or be in it much, so I enjoy it. Dolphins? No, I mean, there's dolphins out there, but you're not catching them. I mean, you know, mahi-mahi is, or dorado is a dolphin fish. People love mahi-mahi. They love to eat that shit. It's a fun fish to catch. Same with yellowtail. Like, it's a hard fight. They're running. It's not no dead fish. It's not like catching a halibut. You're just pulling it up. You know, it's got a dead weight. Nah. Much different. Not, you know, that's what I'm saying. There's so much more chance. And even if you're not catching that, you're catching other fish like a bonita that run pretty decent too. You know, it's a decent little fight depending on the size of it. May not be the best fish to eat. You know, I think some people like it. But, you know, it's kind of like a mackerel. Swordfish, yeah, that's deep sea though. That, you know what I mean? You're talking huge fish, marlins and mackerel. I mean, swordfish and that kind of stuff. Giant sharks. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I mean, I think the water is way too cold here, and that's the problem. That's why you go to Mexico. You know, you go down to San Diego, jump on the boat, takes you down to Mexico. That water's so much more warm. You have the bigger fish down there. So, yeah. I'm just talking about literally where I'm fishing like locally in the same day. You're going to Catalina within the day. You know, it doesn't take that long to get to Catalina. Couple hours, you know, from San Pedro to the backside of Catalina. Something like that. I mean, obviously it depends on the day, how choppy it is and what the current is like and all that. But that really don't matter. You're in the galley anyways, eating a breakfast sandwich, playing cards. Well, you know it, it's time to fish. Rock cod. They come up just dead with their tongue out because their intestines fucking blew out. Wow. I think, though, they make a tool now. They do. I saw it. That you can actually puncture the side of the fish's, like his gill, next to his gill. And it decompresses the fish. And their tongue goes back in. And you can put them back in the water. And then they can slowly descend back down and still live. Crazy. Otherwise, they're dead, right? They got the bends. It's no different than us. We're down that deep. We can't just swim up. That's what's going to happen to you. And you'll have to go into the chamber and get decompressed. Then they got to put you in the carbonite like fucking Han Solo. Fishing is like Christmas. You never know what you... Never know what you create might catch out there. What creature you might catch out there. Why is it moving so fast all of a sudden? What happened? Yeah, no, Gray. Sorry, my chat was tripping. I don't know what's going on with Restream, but yeah, it is like that. You don't know what you'll catch. What creature's on the end, like you said. That, you know, I've caught a couple crazy fish. Like I said, I caught that white sea bass, which is a really rare fish, and I had to throw it back because it was a little too short. You know, it was like 32 inches. It has to be 36. Has to be 3 feet long in order to keep what a 3 foot long is a legal keep. So it's not a baby anymore. 3 feet. That's a pretty long fish. You found a helicopter for $100K? Yeah, no. I think it'd be better to rent the helicopter, Cowboy, because that way you get a better helicopter, and then you have a pilot and people to maintain it. What the hell can I do? Where am I going to put a helicopter? Who's fixing it? Who's flying it? We'll make Tom fly it. We'll fucking make Tom do it. Tom's going to be our pilot and our reporter. We're going to get 3-inch shrimp. That's what we'll do. We'll make Tom the pilot, and 3-inch shrimp is going to be our field reporter up there in the sky. We're going to go to 3-inch shrimp up there. Bill Burr, fucking commie, ain't got no job here. He ain't getting no love here. Hell yeah, Cortland. I know Tom. everyone. Join them, Rooster, because I'm out of here. But thanks for joining me, guys. I know it wasn't the greatest meeting today, but they're slowly just making the meetings irrelevant to where they won't exist anymore. That is why we need Daniel Gus at Substack.com to sue them for millions of dollars, so it makes them pay attention. Then it's a big story on the news. And then Daniel gets to pocket some cash, and they're going to squander it anyways. And he's right. They're wrong. So there's that. So keep the notifications on in case we get us a chase today. I will be here doing eBay. On behalf of old Stink Bomb, who didn't even show up, thank you to all you guys. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos, the thumbs ups work, and they are free. I'll see you on Friday for 2 shows, 10:15 a.m. for the LA City Council, and of course 8 p.m. for our normal Friday night fun. So other than that, have a fantastic hunt day. I'll see you guys on Friday, unless there's a chase.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm a going home.